Testing, testing, 1, 2, 1, 2, muggy little seagulls.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought.
What's poppin', friends? Welcome on back. Welcome home. Come in. Shut the door, sit down. Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host Jan. I hope you're doing well, friend. Really do hope that, looking forward to this new and peculiar grudge match that is Chelsea versus Brighton, though hopefully it's chilled out a little bit now. I think we did the double on them last season, maybe? They did the double on us the season before. Of course, there's this weird, peculiar relationship with us just taking everyone from the club, whether it's the management, the footballing infrastructure, the playing staff, probably the cleaning staff. That seems to have died down a little bit now. We managed to get Levi Colwill back, which is a massive coup. They obviously tried to do everything in the Caicedo negotiations to get him on a permanent. Chelsea valued Levi Colwill very highly, and now in retrospect, I think many people are seeing how good he is, so I'm glad that's the case. Potter and gang didn't work out. Sanchez in goal might... So to be honest, we might be facing some hits here. Cucurella, his narrative... Firstly, admin, welcome back. Thank you for liking the video. Thank you for subscribing. Or you're welcome to subscribe. Should you choose to do so, hit the bell notifications icon. Alright, let's get back to what I'm saying. So I think we've had hits. Dare I say, hits from Brighton. The Levi Colwill loan was massively beneficial for us. Cucurella, boy, what an interesting story arc he's had at Chelsea, but now he's a European champion. He started every Premier League game. He's looking pretty darn good. We are going to build a lineup on here in a moment using Spin. We'll do that in a moment, but I want to talk about this narrative a little bit here. So Cucurella, obviously a £60 million player, crazy fee. I think Man City wanted him. But, you know, he's still 20. How old is Cucurella? He's still got his best years in front of him, and he's a European champion. He is, he's 26. He's recently turned 26 this summer, so he's sort of in his prime now. He's a senior player, which we are very short of, although he behaves in the best way, quite juvenile. He's playful and silly, and I love a bit of that. You know, Chelsea have always had a bit of that. So he's a great character. I think ultimately Cucurella has become a success story at Chelsea. Would probably all agree, I would say. And then the Colwill loan was good. Caicedo, of course, represents the biggest, well, the most expensive Premier League signing of all time. But he's been wicked. He's ended the last season very well. He started this season very well. He's got the most dominant stats of any central defensive midfielder in the league. I believe it was put to Enzo Maresca in his pre-match press conference. You know, he's got more tackles and interceptions than anyone else. Of course, there is this graphic circulating around social media with him versus Declan Rice, how, you know, how their games played, how he's been like completely dominant over Declan Rice. And yeah, he's been just incredible, really. In fact, bear with me 1 second, and I'm going to show you this graphic, dude. Okay, I've got it prepared here. Here we go. Ding! So this is like some Opta stats, I guess, player comparison. As you can see here, it's Moises Caicedo versus Declan Rice. Caicedo's played 5 games to Declan Rice's 4. And as you can see, comparatively in this comparison matrix, Caicedo rips apart Declan Rice in every single metric. So he's played more minutes, obviously, bigger sample size, but his open play passes, his assists, his passes completed, his forward passes. So tackles made, right? 21 tackles made by Caicedo in 5 games. In 4 games, Declan Rice, 1 tackle made. 1. That is I mean, look, I'm not a Declan Rice hater. I'm an England fan. He's an important player. But my word, these stats speak for themselves. Absolutely blown to smithereens every single metric. So, you know, Moises Caicedo, an incredible player we have on our hands here, ladies and gentlemen. So you have to say he's been a success, even though, of course, 115 million quid. You want to get something for breaking the Premier League transfer record, but he's still 22 years old. And I must say, I am a believer. And in fact, I was never a non-believer for Caicedo, but I was a sort of doubter for Cucurella at times, certainly a doubter for Rob Sanchez in goal. But now I believe in a thing called Brighton, selling us players that actually work out in our team. You know, we've given them enough cash for it. But, you know, if Rob Sanchez becomes a starting goalkeeper for us and is worthy of that, then 20 million, 25 million quid, it's good. So let's have a look at Brighton before we build a lineup together, you and me. This is how they lined up last time out at home against Nottingham Forest, that 2-2 where there was big ruckus. 4-2-3-1, similar style to Zerbi, maybe a little bit more sensible and build up and not giving away chances. Good players. Balbea looks good in the midfield. Of course, Estepinian we know is very good. Adingra is good. All the back line's pretty good actually. And Matoma. Welbeck is apparently good again, scoring like ridiculous world-class free kicks. And the fact how he always scores against us. I have the fear. Fear. What a tune that is. Yes, so, right, 1 second. Okay, just a little glitch there on my stream deck, but we are back. And we are good to go, boys, girls, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to build a lineup together, and this is going to be fun. Because this is going to be a tough game. Brighton will be tough. They are unbeaten. They are still unbeaten. They've got Fabian Herzler, a Premier League manager that is 4 years younger than I am. Premier League manager that's 4 years younger than me. I don't feel like I'm old enough to do a lot of stuff even now. But this guy is a child. Well, he's not. He's a 31-year-old man. But it's pretty amazing, really. All right, let's do this. Here we go then. I'm using footbin.com/squad-builder. Let's get moving with Rob Sanchez in goal. Apparently I can't spell Sanchez. Ooh, let's use that card. That looks nice. So, yes, it's not going to be Jorgensen. Sanchez has got an opportunity to keep up his positive form here, but not only that, go back against his former side and show he means business. Speaking of the Brighton derby former side, Cucurella, as the song goes, he started every Premier League game, I believe. He'll certainly be in there. Now, still on the, Brighton narrative, Loney Levi Colwill. He's a non-negotiable, you will have to say. Now, this is an interesting one because at right centre-back, the partnership that looks like we're trying to cultivate is Wesley Fofana and Levi Colwill. But a lot of people, even if they're believers in Wesley Fofana, they might say Tosin looks like a great player to play on that right-hand side. He's come in and looked very good after not the strongest of starts, but recently he's sort of looking very good. And he is a friggin' basketball player. The dude is so tall. He's just nice to have on set pieces. But despite all that, my bias is going to want to cultivate my boy Wes. I think he's just really, really good. So... But, if he drops form properly, then Tosin comes in. Now, Malo Gusto is fit to go, so absolutely we're seeing Malo Gusto. None of us wants to see Disasi or indeed Fofana out there. Reece James is the only player that's unavailable, which is a nice situation to be in. I just realised one thing. We need to change the shape of this formation because really it's a 4-2-3-1 we need to be in. There we go. So... Ooh, which makes me think, okay, I don't think Cucurella is going to be inverting that much. Ooh, la 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 la. Well, let's just think here. Let's just Caicedo it. Actually, because let's just do this the right way around. I think it's going to be. I think maybe Caicedo will be playing sort of their CDM. Although, but then Gusto inverts, doesn't he? Gusto inverts when he plays. Either way, both players can do it. And we know actually Cucurella has been getting forward. He did it a couple of times when he combined with Sancho, and he was inverting even into this like number 10 spot on left number 8. Really tactical versatility from the Chelsea manager. But look, Lavia is back. He's back, he's fit, and he said he might be able to start, and a lot of people would be very, very excited to see Romeo Lavia start because he's a £60 million midfielder. He's very different to Enzo Fernandez. He offers, in the small sample size that we have, when playing with Moises Caicedo, he offers such like a functional security that perhaps an Enzo Fernandez doesn't offer. But despite all that, I don't think he's going to start the game, and I do think it's going to be Enzo Fernandez, who at times, by the way, like, you know, we know he's got quality, immense quality, and at times looks really, really good. Of course, first name on the team sheet is Ice Cold Palmer. He, of course, will be there. Now, despite Nkunku scoring a hat-trick, you know, Nico Jackson, there's been so much talk about Nico Jackson, his player profile, his style, how he sort of suits the team better. And actually, the most salient point of them all is he plays so well with Cole Palmer. They've linked up for the most goal involvements already this season, or like calendar year, or maybe both. And because of that, it's just going to be Jackson, isn't it? And yeah, I'm out here. He's in my fantasy football team. Look, he's got a special card. We chuck that up there. Nico Jackson. Now, we're getting serious, guys. I do think left mid is just got to be Sancho. Like, it's the Chelsea one, not the Man United one. It is just going to be Jadon Sancho. Like I said before, he was combining really well, swapping in that space there and there with Cucurella, doing the same, inverting. They look like they've got a great understanding and a great relationship. And actually, if Gusto's going to be inverting a little bit more into this pocket, Cucurella is going to start getting up and down a bit more. So that's pretty exciting. Now, right mid, let's be real. The right mid is probably going to be Noni Madueke, but I do really want to see, and I've said before, I do wonder if Pedro Neto, that's his spot in the future. Noni, and to his credit, with his like really positive attitude, he'll be thinking, I know he can be petulant, but also positive. He'll be thinking like, yeah, what we need is that guy behind me on the left. Sancho coming for your spot, bro. That's more of a left striker, really. So keep me on the bench. I'm probably too old now anyway. I do want to see like Neto there. What is Neto? 79. What's Noni? He's going to be 79 as well. Right mid as well, not even right winger. I think it will be Noni. He gets his chance to show his combination with Palmer and stuff. But I wonder if that is Neto's space moving forward. Of course, Felix knows he's going to be second fiddle to Cole Palmer. I'm going through like players here. So essentially, 1, 2, 3, 4. These could be all the 5 subs. Sorry, you guys haven't seen at the bottom here. Pedro Neto on for Madueke, Joao Felix on for Palmer, and Nkunku on for Jackson. Lavia on for probably Fernandez to see out a game, or of course Caicedo gets a little knock, you put him on for that. And then who's the last sub going to be? Possibly a Tosin. I don't think it's going to be a Mudryk. I think Sancho is going to be relied on to play a full 90. And actually, you know, if Neto comes on the right wing and he needs to move over to left wing, Neto can do that. So who could be the last sort of sub? Let's just say maybe Tosin. Actually, are we going to bring on a Tosin? Maybe, let's just say Tosin. So if we need to defend set pieces. So in terms of substitute appearances, we could see something like this. Say Noni's not cooking. Pedro Neto comes on. Joao Felix comes on for... Well, let's just hold fire on that, because I was going to say, if there's an instance where we need to replace the left winger, I'd be more inclined to put Neto over on the left wing, move Palmer onto the right wing, which we know he can play, and then you could literally just like... You could bring on like Joao Felix, of course, there, but if you're trying to like see out a game as well, you could just bring on like a Lavia and have a midfield like this, you know? And of course, it's worth mentioning as well, Renato Vega, the silver card, he could definitely be used off the bench. So there's a lot of combinational options to there, but these are the sort of roster of players we're seeing at the moment. It's just immense amount of attacking talent, isn't it? I do really kind of want to see at some point a functional midfield of those three, less of a number 10, just like a 3-man midfield, just showing how we can control games loads. That's me being a bit boring and old school Chelsea. But hey, look, goals are fun too. We all like goals. Right. So, Brighton are unbeaten. We are going to be favourites to beat them. I really hope we beat them, because it's Brighton, and, you know, I do joke about muggy little seagulls, but it's only because they've taken loads of money off us, do you know what I mean? Yeah, I think we'll win. I think that Chelsea are in a good moment, as football managers often say. I do really want to see Romeo Lavia get on the pitch. I would like to see a bit of Pedro Neto on the right. I'd like to see Nico Jackson and Cole Palmer juicing up my fantasy Premier League team. I know they're not actually scoring that many goals, Brighton. Let me just double check, because I know they got a couple last time out, but there was a red card from Forest, wasn't there? So, okay, they are scoring some goals. So 2 goals against Forest. They did score 3 against Wolves. That was in the cup though. So let's go back to the Prem. They were 0-0 at home against Ipswich, which isn't a good look for them. They did score 1 goal against Arsenal, but of course Arsenal went down to 10 men. They beat Man United, but what does that doesn't tell you much about Man United. And of course they beat Everton at the beginning of the season. So they have scored some goals. I wonder if we'll keep another clean sheet. I'd love for us to, but I have a feeling we're going to win, and I think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be like they don't seem to get slapped really, so I'm going to say 2-1 Chelsea. Maybe a Nico goal, and let's just think Jadon Sancho. Would love for Jadon Sancho to get his first Chelsea goal after getting a couple of assists. What do you think, though? Leave your predictions, lineups, and thoughts down in the comment section below, and I thank you for leaving them. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for liking and subscribing. And yeah, I do hope to see you back here very soon. Peace.